Hello, Namaskar. Hope you're doing well, staying safe. Episode number 3. Welcome back. Well, this is my first student series. Thanksgiving is around, though Thanksgiving is widely celebrated in United States of America, but it is relevant. Giving just a simple thanks to anybody, thank you, dhanyavad. It's all basic. It's a courtesy. And if I talk about in our Indian culture, these are all basics we used to use every day. So topic today, we will talk about attitude of gratitude. And I always say, always have an attitude of gratitude. We will talk about today, how do students prepare themselves? Okay. Are you all set? Thank you for listening to me. I get a lot of encourage on my channels, especially those who know me. They reach out to me on Facebook. They reach out to me on WhatsApp, LinkedIn. And they encourage to talk about more on social things, student series, how I can influence student, how I can motivate student across streams. It is not only for university students or college student, even it is applicable to everybody, high school student. But today we will talk more about how do students prepare themselves, those who are actually out of college, let's say bachelor's, master's, they are going to get into a corporate life, or they want to do something on their own, let it be startup or their own business or anything on social entrepreneur. So we will talk about that. Yeah. So disclaimer, these are all my personal views and I don't represent any. This is nothing for any commercial purpose. This is purely based on my last 26 years of corporate and social experience. Okay. So what is attitude of gratitude? An attitude of gratitude means making the conscious habit of expressing appreciation on a regular basis for a big or small things, right? It doesn't matter. Small or big. We may be grateful for our relationship, health, business, material items, food in our cupboards, running water in our home, and our overall sense of well-being. So normally we say, thank you. If I put it in a other way, no duty is more urgent than giving thanks. Do you agree? No duty is more urgent than giving thanks. If you are telling something, dhanyavad, thank you, that means it shows your attitude towards a gratitude. Let's say I would maintain that thanks are the highest form of thought, and that gratitude is happiness. It's double by the wonder. If you are saying thanks to anybody, the gratitude is a happiness. It gets double by wonder, right? So we all should enjoy tiny things, little things for day-to-day activity, whatever you do. Try to enjoy doing little things, Then when you look back, realize that they were all big things. See, if I remember my childhood career in my native place, last episode, we talked about my native place, Belagunta, in Odisha, right? And I will have a special session coming up, maybe next couple of weeks. I'm targeting that I should invite our core team of Mulia Smarak, and they have agreed that they will come and share some time with me. There we'll talk about more about the Mulia Smarak and the personal social responsibility. But last week I spoke about how the humanity of ecosystem of my village, Belagunta. They really helped me during my childhood, right? And I remember, if I take back to our days, it was non-digital days. How we are so obedient, and how we used to give respect to our teachers, and how as an individual used to give respect those days. It was purely non-digital, right? Not connected. No social service. I mean, sorry, no social media, no internet. If you remember those days, especially the student-teacher relationship, obedient versus respectfulness, it was simply awesome, right? Coming back to these days, is a digital world, connected world, social media world, right? We all know about how things are happening. The obedient versus respect today versus yesterday. It's a different. So that's why I thought, okay, let me let me let me put a session on student series and talk about that. An attitude of gratitude is a regular habit to express appreciation for all different parts of life, no matter how small. Let's say if you concentrate on what you have, you will always have more. Let's say if I concentrate on my work, focus, then definitely the quality output will come out. If you concentrate on what you don't have, then you will never have enough. Right? So similarly, it is most important to follow our dreams, what you think it's good for you and for the society, and always follow your dreams and heart. Do something that excites you. Let me talk about a little bit on the social and solidarity economy. What are the today's challenges? You have seen the great resignation, and recently you have experienced the great layoffs. So what are the today's challenges? Unemployment, exclusion, inequality, economic shocks, poverty, global warming. These are all obliges us to rethink the way we do business or job, right? Let's say if you are a student, maybe next year or next couple of years, you want to plan your corporate career, then how you should be prepared, right? I always say that self-respect, self-love, loving yourself is the most important thing. Give respect to yourself. Love yourself. Self-help is the best help, we say, right? So self-love is very, very important. Having a high regard for your own well-being. If you don't love yourself, how can you love others? So, I mean, having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness is most critical. Self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others. Self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. That means I love myself. So I will always see that, okay, I will organize myself. I will take care of my health. When I present to somebody, I should look presentable to others, right? And etc., etc. You know that. I mean, if you love yourself, then you know how, I mean, everything, your well-being, your health, and people around you, your family, your society, everything will be taken care of once you take care of yourself. Yeah. So self-love is important because the foundation of self-love is what? You will look after your mental health, your self-acceptance. You have to accept yourself. Yes, my name is so-and-so. My name is Damodar Sahu. You need to discover yourself. Meantime, you call it, right? The moment you spend time with yourself, that is, you are actually discovering yourself. Oh, I'm at this level. How can I go to the next? I was that level yesterday. So you are actually listening to your inner voice. your self-care, your discipline, right? So once you do that, then definitely you will become a very organized and disciplined person. So once you put discipline into your track, then of course it will move. Okay. Then now let's say you are a leader or student to a employee or a business owner, or maybe you may get into directly a social entrepreneur, right? So empathy at workplace, let's say we all are working, you will be working, it matters a lot. If you see the recent survey, I was doing a quick search, I got to know 50% of employees would choose empathy over cash. They will say, no, we don't need cash. If 57% people say we don't need cash, we need empathy at workplace. 64% of employees said that it could impact their job security if they came forward with a mental health issue. What does that mean? If there is no empathy at workplace, if your leaders are not empathetic, your managers are not empathetic, your colleagues are not empathetic, then definitely you will come to workplace with a mental health issue. That will definitely going to affect your work. 80%, 84% of CEOs believe empathy drives better employee motivation and retention. And 72% of employees believe empathy drives employee motivation and retention. And if you see pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, and post-COVID, things are changing. We have purely hybrid work culture, right? Work from home is still there. It will continue for a longer time. Hybrid, I mean, 2 days in office, 3 days work from home or work from anywhere. That will continue, right? So if your leaders are not empathetic, I don't think organization will improve further, especially on the employee satisfaction, employee retention or motivation. So empathetic leadership is what? It's a style of leadership that focuses on identifying with others and understanding their point of view. Empathetic leaders they take a genuine interest in the people around them and what makes them tick, what inspires them, and the way they feel, right? So they are the super respected leaders in this new age world. Okay. Then I will talk about, compassion, compassionate leadership, right? So it's a different kind of leadership called compassionate leadership. It involves a focus on relationship, through careful listening to what you guys are saying, understanding, empathizing. They're becoming an active listener, empathizing with supporting each other, enabling those who lead to feel valued, respected, cared for, and they can actually reach their potential and they do their best work because they influence employees, they influence people, they listen to people, they understand the difficulty, and they are part of that entire ecosystem, and they feel that yes, they are part, you are part, so let's be part of that ecosystem and influence it further, understand each other, and take it forward. Then the other leadership will come into, those are basically social entrepreneurship, right? They are what? They are really approachable by any individual. If any social guy, very approachable. So you will find any company, it can be startup, large corporate, private, government. You will find few leadership, they will always social. They will always say hi, hello. They put a smile on their face. They stop by, they will, if they want to introduce themselves, hey, I'm so and so. Who are you new to this company, new to this organization, right? And they are actually, if you see one day, those guys will definitely will have a social entrepreneurship in mind, in which they want to develop, implement solutions to the social, cultural and environmental issue, because that will be always there in the mind, because they are social. They were working there, and but back of the mind, they want to influence, they want to implement some solutions to problems in the society. It can be social, cultural, or environmental. The social enterprises attempt to impact people's well-being. During COVID, how the social influencer, the social, or you can say the people, they literally as an individual, they came forward, help people, starting from, transport to your healthcare, even the COVID warrior, those who used to support over phone, right? They used to give a lot of, what do you call, Santona. No, don't worry, we are there. That is also one type of, that's why you call them COVID warrior. It doesn't mean that those are only front-ending those COVID patients. They are not only the COVID warrior. Back people have really worked hard, right? And they will be more respected. They are more respected. That's why I remember them. There are many. I do not want to take any name, but yeah. Then the moment you move on your corporate ladder, please have your social selling index. Let's say we talk about LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, but I prefer you should have a LinkedIn profile, neat and clean, headline properly, put your professional photo, and you can go through a couple of, let's say, just Google it, the best LinkedIn profile, you will find it. That you have to do it. That is actually your gateway to get noticed by other professionals, what you do, right? And ultimately, all our aim in this world, I always say it's a wonderful world, 8 billion people, right? Always we should have that mission to build a bold tomorrow. We are saying, no, he has given a very bold statement. So ultimately, we have to build this world into a very bold tomorrow. That means what? Everybody will prosper, people will be respectful, responsible. We always should communicate, we always feel that it is one world, right? It's one human, right? Of course, then when you progress, of course, you need to build a trust, right? Like, let's say, colleagues, your client, your partners. So you are building an ecosystem. An ecosystem will sustain if we are building trust. The moment you will feel it's one, it's a output focus, profit focus, revenue focus, development focus, growth focus, right? Of course, technology is there. We are saying it's a transformation, let's say, powered by technology. That will be there. We are not talking about any technology subject. No, about how you are actually respectful to others, how you are responsible, whatever the assignment given, and how you are always communicating very openly, quickly, even good news, bad news, whatever, right? The way you communicate and openness. Then I talk about the stewardship. We always feel that it's one company, one practice, one group, one nation, like we talk about, right? So one. So you are part of that. Then, of course, then building trust. Let me take you a little bit further. The world we live is changing at a rapid pace. We all know that. It's a technology transformation. We get into many emerging tech startup coming. They are disrupting the world. You know how Google is disrupting everyone's life, right? And how the social media has a real influence, both positive way, negative way. That's why I told when I was a student, high school or college, right? The social media influence was zero, right? Now social media influences everybody, a newborn baby to the senior citizen, right? And they influence us in a negative or positive way, right? But in workplace also, it is changing rapidly. If I talk about in technology, Let's say cloud, we used to talk 10, 15 years ago. Now people are all on cloud. When when 10 years ago or 11 years ago, IoT industry 4.0 was new, right? Those days we talk about next generation supply chain, industry 4.0, nothing. I mean, no 5G now coming to picture. Now the DevOps, Python, your blockchain, your Web3 coming, metaverse you heard about, right? So these are the next generation tool, I mean, coming up, right? So every year or every month, it's all changing. You know, what I talk today is not valid for tomorrow. The startup guys say, if they have some idea today, tomorrow that idea may be copied or somebody will come up with some kind of solution, right? So what I mean to say, we have to be at par with the industry, whether we should actually go beyond and see what will happen tomorrow, what is happening, what is new, right? If you see how the consumers are behaving post-COVID, more than ever, consumers, they are looking for a meaningful conversation with the products or their product company, right? In today's chaotic world, supports are not just looking for products. Those days we are looking for products. Let's say, okay, printer, okay, I will go and buy a printer. These days, you don't need to buy a printer. There is a managed print services, right? You just pay per print. The printer will be supplied, supported, including your paper consumable by the OEM or by the service provider. You just print and pay. So nobody wants to own a product. I mean, it's applicable everywhere, right? Let's say how the automotive industry got disrupted. Like shared economy, let's say for your Ola, Uber, your Lyft, Uber, right? I mean, point to point, why you will, I mean, just ask for a car, right? So there are many, so consumers are searching for something deeper and more meaningful for them. That means they actually want to have a better experience with anybody. Let's say if you want to a corporate world, social world, or into a government. In government also, let's say you are into public service. That means the citizen is experiencing that the government will give a experience. And experience is nothing but an expression of belonging. They will feel that, oh, this is my government, this is my municipality, my panchayat. That feeling should come, right? So that feeling will who will give? You, me, those who are working on ground. Let's not differentiate with corporate, private, government. No, everybody, I mean, every citizen, every consumer, they are expecting a experience or expression of belongingness, and how you articulate to them, that takes them for a long time, and it will be always there in our mind. If any repeat business, any repeat product they want to buy, immediately they will refer or they will come back to you. That's why the digital is really changing the consumer behavior. We all know consumers, I'm also consumer, you are also consumer. But if you have put it on the other side of the table, then yes, I have to keep happy with my client, my consumer, my subscriber, let's say Netflix world, right? Or any telecom world. So consumers are more connected to the business than ever before. And consumers, they have a higher expectation these days because market is very competitive and they know what you are supposed to give at what price, right? Those days, it was different, Seller market, buyer market. No, I do not want to confuse you, but yeah, consumer trends are changing. Technology is really changing. They know what is going to launch, and they know what would be the features in the new model or new services, right? So that's why they are well informed. When the internet started, let's say early 2000, right? Let's say 2000, if I segregate it, 2002, let's say the telecom mobile revolution happened in India. But before that, internet, right? The era of internet. What happened? We are still saying that it is a fast era of internet. But if you think that the internet has really changed your life, think again. The industry 4.0, the connected factory, right? Mass manufacturing has really changed all over again. Now we look at metaverse, blockchain, they may be the second era of internet, right? Think about a combination of all the technology ecosystem, let's say IoT, AI, ML, 5G, blockchain, Industry 4.0, right? If all put together, I think it's already there in, right? So people are actually collaborating. Partners are actually collaborating. Companies are actually collaborating, right? So that way, you see how that will scale up anything as a service. Let's say I call it software as a service, anything as a service, product as a service, outcome based, profit sharing, consultative. These are all subscription based, right? On demand. On demand means, let's say subscriptions, right? Let's say you have Netflix subscription, right? You decide what, yeah, or anything on media. Similarly, your, let's say, telecom billing, you're right. On demand, let's say you want a car now, so you just ask for a car, right? So these are the business model. You will come to know later part of the life, but attitude is the main focus. Everything. I mean, I talk about the 5 habits. When I work, actually, I feel myself that I'm a habits champion. Being respectful. That means the way you want to get treated by others, so you should also give respect, right? Be responsive. Whatever you are allotted or assigned, let's do this job to the highest standard, tough standard. Always communicate it. Don't keep anything with you. If you need any help, ask for a help. If you want to pass on some message to your colleagues, pass on immediately. Work as a part of team. One, everything is one. Then, of course, without trust building, you can't move further. Right? Let's say you are all going, you are doing well, then how you can contribute to a more sustainable and equitable future. I'm talking about, let's say, your kindness, your, let's say, we say purpose fuels our business. But how about the business fuels our purpose? Your social responsibility. We have a corporate social responsibility, but as an individual, what is your what is your social responsibility? What is your spirit of, let's say I call it spirit of Damodar. So what does it mean? That means I have taken something that, yes, I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say I say I'm advocating the chain reaction of giving. Whenever I talk to my friends, the moment anything on social service comes to picture, I talk about my story. So I want to influence him that he should do this similar stuff or anything related to giving back to society in his own space, own interest, own area, right? So once we all start doing it, you see, you will have a beautiful world, and the world is beautiful. You can make it more beautiful. Social good. These are all called social good, right? And as a person or as a student or as an employee or as a citizen of this wonderful world, social good it should be in our DNA and should cover many areas. Let's say sustainability, inclusion, diversity, social and community engagement, meeting the moment. That means what? Responding to crisis. Something happened. It's all happening across the world. Earthquake, some riots, some problems, right? So we should actually call it, meeting the moment, how we can respond to the crisis. Any, let's say social and community initiatives. Anything based on your capability, anything. It can be, let's say, early child care. You give a free tuition to an underprivileged student, help somebody, disability, primary health, a lot of things you can, ecological commons. These are all impacting to the society, right? And it's not that it's only the responsibility of the government or the municipal corporation. It's not like that. It's everybody's responsibility. They have to play their role, but we have to play our role, right? Meeting the moment is very important. I think the way the world is moving, we have conflict zones, we have war zones, right? I mean, world is on unrest. Even in unrest world, how we can actually meet the moment. You know how entrepreneurs are responsible to create a ethical organization. Whatever you do, it should be a uh, ethics in nature. We always say that we should have a high unyielding integrity person. That means you give that ethics into your DNA, right? And how we can actually respond appropriately to anything on natural or social catastrophes, right? The COVID has really taught us, right, how it has taken unprecedented toll on our society and devastating the life and the global economy, right? So still it is there. I mean, through disaster response, culture, the spirit of culture, the spirit of humanity. These are the core set values that drive how we treat each other. It is our character. It is reflected consistently in all our behavior, in everything you do. The spirit is deeply rooted in the unchanging essence that gives us a direction and a clear sense of purpose, right? Though we live in a world defined by change, I told you, crisis, conflict zone, war zone, but one thing that remains constant is our commitment to each other. I'm committed to my neighbor. I'm committed to my society. I'm committed to my village. That commitment to each other and to the community in which we work for, who we are, and how we react and how we grow, that will take us forward. So ultimately, what I mean to say, building a better world, it doesn't mean that you are doing well in your space, but you are also building the next generation or the person or the people next to you, irrespective of anything, diversity, inclusion, whatever, right? And with a social responsibility. Of course, the business responsibility you have to do because you are working in an organization. It can be government, private, or corporate, or no. Always you should advocate and public policy. Never ever take law into hand, right? So if that way you will do, you will make this world really wonderful, and we all will literally grow with the ladder, and will make this world livable for all, not only for humans, even for non-humans. I appreciate your patient listening, and I thank you very much. And I will come up with a different topic very soon. Take care. Goodbye. Namaskar.